For every Pokemon you've ever seen, there's someone out there that will call it their favorite. But for some, well, they just never get that opportunity. So I want to change that and pick up the Pokemon left behind on the cutting room floor.
No, don't eat those guys on the cutting room floor. Stop it.
So, yeah, who's the guy that decided to cut this guy out? The most adorable Pokemon I think I've seen in this entire, like, you know, Betamon debacle. What was the person that cut this thing out worried about peanut allergies? Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna start coughing up a lung just because I see this thing and go, This design was originally meant for X and Y, but ultimately got cut out, and it's a big shame, really. I mean, just take a look at the pre-evolution. You're freaking adorable. I love you. You are mine. You are my child. I met you 2 seconds ago, and I would die for you. I mean, imagine encountering this thing in Santalone Forest. I would chuck every single Pokeball that I had in my bag at this thing's face immediately. But we're not focused on this little guy today. We are actually focused on its, like, older brethren, Frillnut. And if the name makes absolutely no sense to you, let me break it down real quick. The frill comes from the frill lizard because, like, the flowers around its neck make it look like a frill lizard. And nut just comes from peanut, you know, because it's a peanut dragon. And I just took frilled and I took peanut and I just mushed them together and we have Frillnut, the flower peanut Pokemon dragon thingamajiggy. And I gave it the grass and dragon typing. Grass seems pretty self-explanatory, while dragon, well, because, you know, this guy exists. If Pokemon can do it, so can I. And yeah, Execute might be a Pokemon that you find after like the 3rd or 4th gym, but I feel like I'm okay putting this little peanut dude into the game just a little bit early. Wait, why did they wait till level 42 for you to get it in Sun and Moon? That's just stupid, what? And here's a weird one for you. Frillnut was actually replaced by Go-Goat of all Pokemon. Was this Pokemon meant to be a ride Pokemon, kind of like Go-Goat was for like literally a single route, which, why make it available for that little portion of the game? Why can't I just have a Go-Goat in my team and just ride Go-Goat all the time? So wouldn't it be cool if Frillnut was a Pokemon that we were allowed to ride across Kalos? And if we're allowed to ride it across Kalos, obviously it has to have the speed stat to back it up. Water. Okay, it's faster in battle, I swear. And I'm also going to make it a special attacker too, because I just take a look at it. It looks like, you know, it's kind of got that like poshness to it. I don't see it being a very physical attacker, so I'm going to make it a special attacker. You know, nice and Dragon Pulse, maybe Elite Single. And as for abilities, I ended up giving this thing Sap Sipper, Natural Cure, and Flower Veil as its hidden ability. And taking a look at it, you can kind of like understand why I decided to give it like Flower Veil as a hidden ability, you know, having the whole flower head thing. Sap Sipper, because if Go-Go's zipping on sap, this dude is sipping on sap. He's definitely... So basically just abilities that make it like an all-around utility Pokemon for your team without it being like the main character of your squad, which I think is like the perfect role for this guy to play. You need a good supporting cast to win yourself an Oscar, and this guy's gonna make sure that you at least get nominated, you know? I don't know if you're gonna win the award, but... And since we're talking about main character type Pokemon, let's go ahead and talk about this guy. Okay, maybe not exactly a main character archetype, but you know. But one of the things I love about this design is it looks like no other Pokemon. I would argue that it probably looks closer to a chameleon that you'd find in Monster Hunter. Shout out Chameleos, a real one, a real one. I freaking love Chameleos, dude. And because of how unique this Pokemon is, I decided to give it a pretty unique typing too, in the way of Poison Fairy type. And before you go raging at me, Poison makes sense because it kind of just looks like a poisonous lizard. And the leaked document also said poisonous tongue, so you know we got that. It's also denoted that the little spiral that's on his back is not just for decoration. That actually holds a bunch of the venom, poison, whatever, what have you, that this Pokemon's supposed to contain and be able to spit out of its mouth. So yeah, meant to be a poison type. But the fairy typing, I may have gotten a little bit creative with that. And hear me out, hear me out.
Just imagine you're in a dense, thick forest and you've been lost for several hours at this point. But all of a sudden, from across the forest floor, you see these bright eyes silhouetting the night. But are they trying to show you the way out of the forest? Who knows? Is it your salvation or is it your end?
What, do you think fairy tales are happy? Take a look at the original Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Okay, that one might be scarier, not gonna lie. I guess you can argue like maybe a dark type, but I feel like we got enough poison and dark types. We don't need any more. A poison and fairy type just seems like a really cool typing. So yeah, I'm gonna give the big stupid lizard poison and fairy typing. Sue me. And since this beta Pokemon didn't actually come with any names, I get to come up with one. And you might be wondering, what is it? Well, I've actually kind of alluded to the name already. You know how we're talking about the glowing eyes? Well, what if I told you I named it Glow Gaze, which sounds like a Paradox Pokemon, mind you, but in X and Y, the Kalos region is based off of France. And in French, Glow Gaze translates into Brilgar. And decided to get rid of a couple letters that would have been given to it in like the French language because I didn't want stupid Americans to, you know, mispronounce it because we're dumb and stupid and don't know how to pronounce things like me. I'm dyslexic. I can't pronounce anything. But I also imagine this is a Pokemon that you can pick up after the second or third gym. And since it's supposed to be a 2-stage Pokemon, again, I can't imagine this dude's going to be an absolute freaking unit. So I decided to give it stats that are appropriate to what this guy looks like. And by stats that are appropriate, I mean stupidly high special defense. Look how thick that boy is. Holy Jesus. So this isn't a guy that's going to be knocking Pokemon out like, you know, one turn. This is a guy that's going to be knocking things out over a long period of time. You know, poison, venom kind of goes hand in hand and just slowly starts chipping away at you. That's why I made it as bulky as I did. Gave it a lot of HP because this dude is just large. So, you know, large Pokemon tend to have like higher HP pools. And I also gave it a good special defensive stat because I feel like this guy wouldn't be camouflaging itself if it had a good defensive stat. So I decided to go special defense because I feel like this Pokemon plays tricks more than it decides to be confrontational. I think it's going to be doing most of its shenanigans with spit on that thing, you know? Oh, and a complete side tangent here, but I want you to take one guess where this dude's mouth is. If you said that little pointy John at the very end of its chin, you're wrong. It's a chin. That's its mouth. That's where it spits poison at him. I mean, truly, why would you give a cone shape to a Pokemon that's supposed to be over here spitting venom and stuff like that and like not give it the ability to spit said venom through that cone? That's like giving a shell to a hermit crab and saying, sorry, dude, you're going to get evicted here soon enough. You're not allowed to live here. Ooh. And yeah, you could argue that this is a dollar store mudkip, but Generation 5 was supposed to be a reboot for the whole entire franchise. So I guess it would make sense that one of Pokemon's most beloved Pokemon would get a reboot Pokemon as well. This thing is big, dense, large, and charge. Okay, he's not big and dense, but he is large and charge, and he's got a shield, so he's gonna get a lot of defense. Special defense, physical defense, HP. Like, this dude's just a very defensive dude. You ask him any sort of question, he's gonna think you have some sort of ulterior motive to it. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Is my shell on crooked? Is that why you're asking? Do I have a spot on my shell? Do I have a spot on my shell? But I also want to give it abilities that are appropriate for its aesthetic design. So I gave it its shell armor. It's shell armor. The dude has a shell, and he's very defensive, like, you know, has armor and stuff like that. So bulletproof. Bulletproof is the very second one. Again, you know, very defensive. This guy's not taking any bullets. He just goes into his little hermit shell and he's gonna be fine. He's gonna be okay. He's all right. But I'm also gonna have a little bit of fun. So for his hidden ability, it's gonna get Intimidate because not only is it just a defensive monster. Do you have a headache at all? Like pollen season? Anyway, but pairing Taniking with Intimidate just allows it so many different options when it comes to battling. And I know what you might be thinking. This guy's not all that intimidating. But if you could tell me that that thing back there can get Intimidate, well, this guy can't. You got a couple screws loose in your brain, psyllium. That's a word. So this dude's gonna rock out with Intimidate. And also, speaking of rock, it's also gonna be rock and water type. Ha, fun transition there. Bet you didn't see that one coming. Rock and water type gives it access to a lot of fun moves. Like, we got Razor Shell, we got Shell Smash, Liquidation, Protect. Like, this dude is gonna be kitted up to like the gills. And since it's not gonna be the fastest Pokemon in the world, at least he's gonna be a decently fast, you know, Shell Smasher. I very much look forward to like white herbing, Shell Smashing, and doing all sorts of funny shenanigans. And as long as it doesn't touch any grass type Pokemon, it should be fine, right? Do I need to separate y'all two? Are y'all gonna be chill? Are y'all gonna be cool? Because I need y'all to be chill and cool for the thing that we gotta fight going up those staircases over there. Frickin' children, man, I swear. So this next guy that we're about to go visit, he's a little bit weirder for me. People were speculating that he was supposed to be a Rayquaza at one point in time, and then ultimately ended up getting replaced for Altaria, and it's a very confusing Pokemon. I can understand why people would think, yeah, that's Rayquaza. It's a big snaky looking dude, but you look nothing like a Rayquaza. I just want you to know that. You are beautiful, you have your own self-worth, and I would like to ride you in a very platonic manner. Yes. Tytalis, the electric dragon Pokemon. Now, would they have released this typing back during Generation 3? Admittedly, probably not. But when have you ever seen a Sky Serpentine that wasn't a dragon type? And take a look at some of these early iterations. And if that prickly appendage does not convince you that it's an electric type Pokemon, then for some daggone reason, it likes to stick a fork in an outlet just for fun. I don't know. Don't do that, kids. Sticking forks in outlets, it's tasty. Zesty, one might say. Definitely not something worth doing. Ask me how I know. But walk with me for a second. If this guy was to be released back during Generation 3 with electric and dragon typing, it would have been... I would have vomited. Honestly, I would have vomited.
Not only did fairy typing not exist back then, it would have only been weak to ground and dragons.
But I think its main stat would have been speed. So I just made it like one of the fastest things, you know, that would have been released back then, minus like a couple Pokemon, like Deoxys. But yeah, no, I don't think this thing's worried too much about a Deoxys. You know, you just scarf this thing and it's probably like blowing it back. Just, you know. And as for abilities, I decided that this thing would come stock out the box with Levitate. And
I hear you. Levitate? Well, I mean, this is like a floating dragon, so it kind of makes sense, but that kind of reduces its type weakness to... Yeah.
I think everybody would just run this thing on their team, because why wouldn't you? It's so good. It's too good. So I made it better. Yeah, no, as Power Creep just started to clutch its little fists around Tantalus, I decided that a hidden ability for this guy that would make some sense if it was supposed to be the Speed God, the Speed Boost, you know? Because why wouldn't you just casually have Speed Boost on a legendary Pokemon? Well, you'll be happy to know that I didn't actually make Titus a legendary. No, it doesn't have like stats over 600 or anything like that. Its speed stat is very respectable, but it does have the potential to leave some crumbs on the table when it comes to the battle that we're going to be doing here soon enough. But I think I know a person that we can recruit. I can fill up their stomach with those crumbs. Look, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be so dead ass right now. Every single Mon that I've made thus far has been like my favorite. This dude is no exception. Look at this beetle disc looking brain cranium looking guy. He's cool. Just imagine coming across this thing like after gym 3 or 4 and you see like its baby form here. Just take a look how cute this baby form is. Oh my God. My whole entire team would be water types. Call me Misty out here because my team is moist. I guess I could have chose a different adjective for that. He's got a needle out his butt. You know what that needle does? That needle lets him breathe under the water. So that way, whenever he's like ready to go for his prey, he can meow at them.
So whenever it's under the water, it can stalk its prey for long periods of time, motionless, without any suspicion whatsoever.
Kind of like those ninjas with the straw bamboos. I will get you. I'm gonna get you, mayor of Funny Town. You know that little like shrimp doodly dod on Dandadam? Yeah, that's kind of what this guy is. He's a Mantis shrimp or something like that. So yeah, let's take a look at our buddy Mantis shrimp here.
Matong, the water and bug type Pokemon.
Matong comes from 2 French words, mantis and pond, and I changed it a tiny bit so English
Speakers like myself wouldn't completely butcher the name.
And since this Pokemon so casually stalks its prey, I figured the very best ability I could give it was Stakeout. Imagine getting bopped in the face by this thing's claw with double the power if you decided to switch out a Pokemon. Nah. Also, you know, not letting it set up any rain, because I also decided to give it Swift Swim. And if you take a look at any Pokemon that has like a decent speed stat, you know they're an absolute menace on a rain team. Like take a look at Mega Swampert, that guy, absolute menace to society. And Swift Swim is a perfect ability for this guy. It is a predator that is meant to hit things so hard in the water that their brains absolutely explode. Oh, and since it's a bug and it also gets those lenses over its eyes, I decided to give it Compound Eyes because, you know, it's a pretty daggone good ability. I think any Pokemon in their right mind would love to have that.
What about Tinted Lens?
Shut up. Neutral game is very important in this day and age. All right, we play for the neutral game out here.
So you remember that thing I did to this next guy?
Yeah, no, if you could like talk to him for me before we go in there, I think that would be great.
So I may or may not have alluded to intending to make this Pokemon and then totally didn't.
So I don't think he's forgave me yet.
Oh really? What gave that one away?
Garock, the placeholder Pokemon. Yeah, no, seriously. From my understanding, this Pokemon wasn't even actually supposed to be a Pokemon. This guy was supposed to test how animations worked in Generation 5, which makes sense. This dude is a very long and squiggly spaghetti looking monster,
which would give them a lot of room to work with.
And knowing what I know now about Garock, I kind of feel bad doing this to the poor guy. He didn't deserve that. No Pokemon that never made it into the game deserves that. I was just trying to make a joke, and can you forgive me, dude? Can you like... calm down, whoa. So now that we got that out of the way, let me reintroduce you to Garock, the Rock and Dragon Pokemon. And yeah, this was destined for the bin just like every other Pokemon here, but
that's exactly what drew me to this Pokemon. Every other Pokemon on this list so far had the potential to be a Pokemon. I'm talking a substitute doll has more purpose than Garock did. So,
one man's trash is another man's pseudo Pokemon. Yeah, no, you heard that right. We didn't make Titus the thing that was supposed to be a Rayquaza legendary or anything like that.
But something that was supposed to be completely tossed out? Oh yeah, no, I have no issues making that a pseudo legendary.
Because I'm a menace to society. But just because I'm a menace doesn't mean I can't justify my thought process, and I think there's actually something special with Garock, and that's love, and not just love. That's a lot of love for something that wasn't even meant to be a concept Pokemon. Like, that Concept Mon is another echelon, another tier above what this guy was supposed to be. This guy is
just a glorified paperweight.
But someone took the time and effort to make this a pretty quality animated sprite. I see you, person over at Game Freak or wherever the heck you may be.
And thank you for creating this beta Pokemon that helped create one of the best Pokemon games in the entire franchise. And to say thank you, I'm going to do what I know how to do.
Make him a real Pokemon. If you can forgive me first. So yeah, that means we're gonna juice out its stats, give it a variety of abilities that would give it the opportunity to fit on any team, like Rough Skin for instance, because I don't know about y'all, but I like a Pokemon, and a Pokemon with rough skin, rocky helmet, just kind of makes me happy, you know? Think about Tandemaus, hitting something 10 times, this dude, that family of 4 is about to live under a bridge. So that makes it a great pivot mod, but what else can we give it? I think Sand Force. That's not a bad move, you know, makes its attacks more powerful in Sandstorm. Sandstorm also boosts up its defensive stats too, so it would work perfect on a sand team. And if you want to give up that tiny defensive boost to make everything else a little bit, you know, crazier for its attack, I gave it Tough Claws as its hidden ability because I'm an insane madman that decides whether Pokemon that get tossed into the bin get to make it into the game or not. Okay, I don't get to decide. That guy up there gets to decide. I kind of forgot that we need to talk to them. So if y'all want to follow along with me, let's go see if we can make that happen.
Bro, why do you have so many stairs? It makes
Silence! Who are you and why have you come here today?
Wait, is this the final result stage from the hit game Super Smash Bros. Ultimate?
Silence!
Wait, no. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to disturb you. That's completely my bad. I just made like a bunch of Pokemon that I wanted to try to get into,
yeah, that's totally
game.
understandable.
And I can see that you're not Arceus, so that's my fault, big dog. I'm gonna let you do your daggone thing. I'm gonna get up at you.
Oh, yeah.
Non-existent ethereal hair here and... Wait, are you Beta Arceus?
Yes, it is. And why do you look so perplexed, you peon? You piece of garbage. Look at you, human meat.
Okay, first off, rude. And second off, you're not the real Arceus. Why was I expecting the real Arceus to be here to fight me so I can get these guys into the game?
I said silence!
Okay, geez, you don't gotta be so loud.
If you want to get your pathetic, worthless, poor excuse for a wet banana peel used to wipe my anus after shitting out a better team of 6 into my games, you're gonna have to beat me first.
I mean, yeah, no, that's why I climbed all those stairs for like the past 3 months so I could like get them into the game. So if I could battle you and
I don't give a two shit about you. Oh, sorry, I'm God. I don't curse. I don't care, but if you do beat me, you can get to the game and you'll win $100.
Wait, $100? There's way more in the line now than there was like 2 seconds ago. Hold up.
Cereblast!
Ow! Wait.
Wow, you ate that. What the hell? No!
Yes! Now I've put you on a timer, so it's only a matter of time before...
I don't care, but if you do beat me, you can get to the game and you'll win $100.
Wait, what?
Confused, are we?
Yeah, no, I don't know, it just feels like something's missing.
I have a Manny and Petty scheduled at 4, so we need to hurry this up. Oh, I see you're Poison Fairy. You weren't trying to toxic me, were you?
What is going on here? I know I had toxic.
Earthquake!
Real God!
Yeah. God dang, you are so thick! Stop coiling! Stop this nonsense! I need you to die.
No! These guys have gone through trials, tribulations, and a lot of freaking stairs. You don't understand. That was a lot of stairs. Why? Why?
Earthquake!
Brilgar! No!
Sorry, Brilgar. Doesn't look like you're gonna make it in any game.
No, not like this. Frillnut, I believe in you.
Frillnut? Are you serious? That's your name?
He's like a frill lizard and a peanut. Frillnut.
Well, that's really funny, dude.
I think it's quite humorous.
Extreme speed! Oh my god.
Get it, Frillnut! That's all you need to do, buddy!
You are trying to seed God? Who are you, the Virgin Mary? You shall die, Frillnut. Nice leech seed.
Frillnut,
but
no!
you did nothing else.
Frillnut, you did what you need to do, buddy. Thank you. Thank you for giving us a chance. Okay, here we go. Titus!
You look fantastic, Titus.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I've been working. You know, we're on our cut season right now.
Oh, you're gonna protect? Is this maybe a speed boost set you have?
No. Okay, yeah, no, maybe just a teeny tiny bit, you know, do something light.
Wow, you're gonna do that to me? Are you serious? I might have to take that away from you. You shall not be able to use that move anymore.
Wait, why wouldn't I be able to use the move?
You look fantastic, Titus.
No, this is all wrong. I've been here before. No. This, I definitely put Thunderwave on you. Where did
Thunderwave? You would really do that? That's silly. Why would you ever do that? Good thing it's gone.
How did you know I had Thunderwave?
What do you expect? I know all. I see all.
Something's happening here. Something. Okay, come on, Titus, you're fast. Get him down.
Oh, that's funny. You thought you would kill with that puny attack. Sorry, Titus.
Hey, you know what? That's respectable damage on a freaking Godmon.
Oh yeah, sure it was, sure.
Wait,
What is it? What is it?
God question.
What's up?
Are you manipulating this battle in any way, shape, or form right now?
No. Why would you ever think such a preposterous thing? God? Cheating? Are you high?
No, you're right. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be throwing around wild accusations like that. Wait, where's intimidating?
You're not intimidating. What are you? You literally have a shell. It makes so much sense for you to have shell armor.
I'm very intimidating. I'm cute, cuddly, and oh my.
You're cute and cuddly. That's hilarious. Well, you're about to take some serious damage. I can actually see the future. You will live this attack, but just barely. Just kidding.
This doesn't make any sense.
I wanted to give you hope.
I swear I brought Intimidate. If I brought Intimidate, I definitely would have lived that attack.
Do you see now? Nothing that you do matters. This is my world, and you're just living in it.
What doesn't matter now? Matong! It's time for you to show God that humans just don't play fair.
Oh, that's hilarious. So you're not gonna play fair? It looks like you're gonna die next move, so you better do something. Oh.
Ha! That's what you get! And weren't you leech seeded as well? Where'd your leech seed go, God?
There was never a leech seed. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I know for sure that you were leech seeded at one point in time.
No.
Right? What happened with that?
Who would have used it? Everyone's just been dying in front of me.
My time now!
Yep, see you later. You're not making it to the game either.
Nah, they're definitely gonna make it into the game. Because you know why?
What are you talking about? Why?
Because I have one last guy.
Garock. Oh my god, your tail is very big. Oh, he's terrestrializing. Okay, I mean, I'm a little nervous now, actually.
You're not the only one who can terrestrialize God. You're not the only one.
Ghost. That's actually a really good type. I'm not gonna lie, but too bad I'm hitting you with a different move.
No. This is all wrong. What's happening here?
Wait. I won?
Oh, do you now?
Yes, it's Ghost. Hi?
That one looks very steel to me.
Wait, Arceus, why is your health back to full?
What are you talking about? It's always been there.
No, you were in killing range.
I was never in killing range. You couldn't have killed me.
Arceus, leech seed is gone. Your health is back at full. Like, you acted like you're not changing history here, buddy.
Dude, what are you talking about? You never leech seeded. You never intimidated. You never did any of these things. I don't know what you're talking about.
Man, Arceus, you're changing up so much stuff just so you don't lose. I mean, you can't even keep your facts straight at this point. We've been to Mezagoza, we've been to Larry's, we've been everywhere. And yet, for some reason, it's looking like everything is going to turn out in my favor.
That's really funny you think that. You think I'm changing this? That's hilarious. We've been in the sky this entire time.
All right, if that's how you want to play it. These guys have all gotten an unfair shake. This is nothing new to them. But I'm not leaving here empty-handed.
You can't. No! It's my weakness! Tiny purple balls!
My weakness too.